This Mike Leach, the Mississippi State edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast, is presented by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your home for the NFL playoffs. Use the promo code SGP and get up to $1,000 in bonus bets. MyBookie.ag, promo code SGP to play, win, and get paid over at MyBookie. We're also brought to you by DraftKings. Download the DraftKings app and use code SGP. For a limited time, both new and existing users can get a deposit bonus up to $500 on your next deposit. Remember, that's code SGP, and you can get a deposit bonus up to $500 only at DraftKings. We're also brought to you by Ace Per Head. Ace is the leader in pay-per-head providers, and they make it super easy to start your own sportsbook. Plus, Ace is offering up to 6 weeks free over at aceperhead.com/SGP. That's aceperhead.com/SGP. We're also brought to you by PropSwap. PropSwap is America's marketplace to buy and sell sports bets. Go to PropSwap.com to find better odds than your local book. Plus, when you use the code SGP, you get a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. That's PropSwap.com, promo code SGP. Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking that money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer Dog?
Howdy, Sean.
Howdy. Howdy indeed, Ryan.
Can we pull back the curtain a little bit?
Sure, pull it back.
Bring Colby on first.
Joining us for this Mike Leach special edition podcast, Colby Dant, a.k.a. the Dantabase himself.
Hey, guys, how are we?
Sean, we need an actual curtain that we can pull back when we bring Colby on.
Yeah.
Or maybe when we finally get that intern, we can do the Sunday Night Football pan to Colby like Chris Collinsworth.
Or he slides in like a...
like he's sliding in the back door. I want to let's pull back the curtain because this content train, it's starting to debilitate my life.
Yeah.
Sean, I'm sitting here. We recorded the NFL Picks podcast less than 12 hours ago.
Yep, you're already regretting your Tennessee Titans pick. Not me, baby. Tighten up. I'm still on board.
I'm on board too, man.
Listen, I love the fact that we could possibly have a Super Bowl media week overtaken by a story of a head coach wanting to cut off his dick.
That's Vrabel.
At this point, that's all I want. That's all I want. Anyway, college football.
Yes.
Is what we're here to talk about.
Exactly.
Sean's going to put some music on.
This Mike Leach special edition interview. So excited, as always, to talk to Coach Leach. You want to get in on Mississippi State win totals? They're not posted yet, but they will be coming up over at mybookie.ag. Of course, we gave you, Ryan and I don't know about Colby, but we gave you the winner to the national championship, LSU -5 and the under. Got both those numbers at mybookie.ag. Of course, NFL playoffs, man. KC, Tennessee. Then you got Green Bay, San Francisco. It's conference championship weekend. So much football, so much action. You can get it all over at mybookie.ag, and you use that promo code SGP, get up to $1,000 in bonus bets, because over at mybookie.ag, they help you play, win, and get paid.
I still told my clients that LSU would win the game, so if you listened to me and took it on the money line,
there you go.
You're good.
Bragging about giving out that -200 money line play.
Does the database have an alter ego named Vegas Dave?
This mega whale play.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man.
Which, by the way, I don't want to get sidetracked into the world of touts.
Yes.
Sean, we need a tout sound drop. That's something we got to figure out. But Vegas Dave, you see this controversy?
No.
He's claiming that all of these posts of his horrible picks are people photoshopping his letterhead onto bad
Really?
picks.
Because I watched that action documentary when he took the Chargers to win in Foxborough, right? I'm like, what? That was unbelievable.
San Diego Superchargers charge.
Well, Ryan, you're talking about touts, and I'm a tout when it comes to DraftKings.com. Because I won $200,000. And you could be like me. I know what you're thinking. Oh, can I really be like Sean? Yes. I'm here to inspire you and your chance to possibly win up to $1 million, $750,000. They have huge prizes over there. And if you deposit now using the promo code SGP, you got a free shot this weekend at $750,000. Much better than my measly 200 grand that I won over at DraftKings.com. And if you've already said, hey, Sean can do it, why can't I do it? You've already joined DraftKings. What's in it for you? What's in it for you in this read? I'll tell you. New and existing users get a deposit bonus up to $500. Some extra cash to play throughout the playoffs. Over at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, we have tons of free lineups, tons of analysis. We got actual data going on. It's a professional operation we got. And say the same things over at DraftKings.com. Get that app now. Use the promo code SGP. Again, new and existing users get a deposit bonus up to $500. And new users, like I said, first time, you get a free shot at over $750,000 on your first deposit. Promo code SGP, minimum $5 deposit required. 25x playthrough. Eligibility restrictions don't apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Sean, I got an idea for you.
Yes.
As we were talking about these flow charts. Data. You say data, I say data. Sean, we need all these DFS guys. They have their system, right? They have their models. They use data. I think you need to come to the table and just create a splash in the industry with your gut.
Your gut model
of handicapping daily fantasy lineups. And you told people anyone can be like you.
Yes.
I don't know about that, Sean. As you say all the time, if you're not throwing up plates, you're nothing like Sean stacking that money green.
Well, now I use the E-Gym over at Gold's Gym, and they don't have plates. It's a resistance thing with some hydraulic press, but it's been great for my lats and my delts.
Have you been back to the Walgreens lately?
Well, Colby, clearly you missed it. Right around Christmas, I went back to the Walgreens. And
I think we discussed this, but I was wondering if you've been back. You're talking where you said you told the guy Merry Christmas, right?
Yes, okay, yeah. So you did hear that. I haven't been back to Walgreens since, but I hang out in that parking lot, keep an eye out for Juan.
It's a new year, man.
My New Year's resolution was not to lose it. I almost lost it at the guy guarding the Ruffles chips at the Anthony Davis event, but I didn't. Cooler heads prevailed.
No more possums? I'm curious about your life right now.
I haven't had a meltdown in 2020. I'm keeping that streak alive. No meltdowns in the new decade.
Thousands of people across the country are tuning in to listen to Mike Leach, and Colby wants a personal Sean Green life update. Okay, anything else you want to ask Sean about?
He didn't answer the possum question.
I think he's got his low T under control.
Oh, dude. Low T is not my problem, Ryan.
He's getting boners
I have an
again.
Abundant amount of T.
Last month he taught all of our listeners how to make their dick 20% longer.
Well, that's just basic math over at manscaped.com. Think about it. If you're doing landscaping, you clear 20% of brush around a tree. The tree looks taller without the tree actually growing.
My gardener Luis comes by. I don't say take it all the way down. I say take it down to 20%. I don't want to kill the grass, I don't want the neighbors looking at me funny.
A little off the side. All right, enough messing around. Let's get to the Mike Leach interview. Joining us on the line, newly minted head coach of Mississippi State football, Mike Leach. Mike, how goes it right now trying to put your staff together?
Well, it's always busy, and you got to make the best decisions you can, get the right guys, and that's what's important, and that's what's going to help move the needle. So, and it's always hectic too because everybody's got a variety of things that they need in their life or where they're from, family, all that. So
yeah,
you're just looking for the best fit that makes helps make you the best team.
Round things out. I know you just left Pullman, had a great run over there in Pullman. Everyone wants to know, will Bigfoot be following you down there to Mississippi State? Is there any sort of transfer rule? Does he have to sit out a year? What's going on with Bigfoot?
I would like to think that Bigfoot would migrate down there. I would like to think, send a nephew or a cousin down there to tend to us because we definitely would not want to go without Bigfoot.
Yeah, if you can rock Bigfoot, if he's a part of the program, you want him to continue his legacy even in the SEC. He seems like a great great athlete to fit in
and
at
great,
the SEC.
Great news. I did a little research, did a little digging on the old interweb. Turns out there have been a number of large footprints found in the marshes of Mississippi. So I have a feeling he has some relatives down there. He will be visiting.
I'll tell you, it was outstanding. So at Washington State, we had this gigantic Bigfoot costume, that was like 7 feet tall, and we, framed it out and made it so it'd stand, and we move it around the building so he'd be looking out a different window from time to time,
Oh, we know. It's actually, Coach, I'm sure you don't follow me on Instagram, but it's one of the few pictures I've posted on Instagram, me with your very own Bigfoot. So very memorable experience in my life.
Yeah, you gotta have Bigfoot. Gotta embrace the local legend.
Now, Coach, I'm curious. Air raid in the SEC. It hasn't happened in a while, right? I mean, since you were at Kentucky, it would be the last time I think there was an air raid in the SEC, and now you're joining the SEC West, where you're going to be going up against the national champion LSU Tigers and Saban and Auburn and A&M. So I'm curious, are you going to make any adjustments, like to maybe traditionally what you were doing at Washington State to what you're doing now at Mississippi State?
Well, we'll look at the players. We'll see what our players are able to do, because you always want guys put them in a position to do what they do best. And, that's ultimately what we want to do. But the thing is, as far as kind of the core scheme, we'll continue to do that. Air raid concepts are all over the NFL nowadays. And with rare exception for the last 10 years, the teams in the Super Bowl run an air raid concept. So, we'll definitely continue that. And then but, there's different teams have different qualities, different tendencies, different abilities, and you try to feature that. So you might feature different plays, different players, just kind of depending on what you got going. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And Mike, my wife, actually, she got me your book, Geronimo, Leadership Strategies of an American Warrior. Love it. Great read. If anyone hasn't checked it out, highly recommend. It's a good mix of Apache history mixed with like how you can kind of incorporate that into your life as a leader. I know you just tweeted out a cool little quote about the art of war and how that impacts air raid offense, or that's your pin tweet. How does what you've learned from the Apache and studying them, how does that impact your coaching philosophy?
Well, they were great at utilizing all the resources they had. They did a really good job of, whatever few resources they had, making the most out of them, because they were outnumbered, outgunned, and of course, in the end, 5,000 troops were chasing under 200 Apaches, who they never did catch. The Apaches got tired of running after a while, after about, this was years. I mean, went on for years and years, nearly 10, and then depending where you start or end it. And then, of course, they finally got tired of running, and but it was the most formidable group of Native Americans that eventually broke Captain Crook, who was the greatest Indian fighter in history. And then, but anyway, you just keep plugging away. It's like anytime you think you have a tough day, anytime you think that you can't do something, then you look at Geronimo, and it kind of elevates your point of view and your potential. And but no, it's an honor to write that book. And I was thrilled to have the chance to do that. We've written a book on my path into coaching, Swing Your Sword, and we self-published it, and it ended up on the fifth on the New York Times bestseller list. So on the strength of that, had the opportunity to write the book on Geronimo. So it was a good deal.
Yeah, do you ever sit back and look at kind of your coaching history? Because, I mean, Well, you started at age 15 coaching baseball, I read, and you've just kind of bounced around and had this long coaching journey. Do you ever sit back and go, oh, man, I can't believe I started out, talking Cal Poly O-line, and now I'm head coach of a SEC program?
Shoot, maybe I ought to. I don't, because I'm kind of preoccupied with the next step, the next day, the next item, And heck, after the bowl, I had a pretty good vacation going, so I screwed that entire thing up, and and now I couldn't be more excited to go to Mississippi State and see how much noise we can make with those cowbells and our players and our team.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll ever get to the point where you're burned out on the cowbell, or is it just so fun to ring that you can't stop? In the words of Will Ferrell and Christopher Walken, you just need more cowbell.
I think that's true. I think you need more cowbells, and I think that it's an outstanding tradition, and I was conscious of it. But there are literally cowbells everywhere, in Starkville and among the Mississippi State faithful, and they'll have a number on the shelf, and they're like trophies, and different people remember different things. And no, it's a great tradition.
It's probably the best thing the SEC ever did was unbanning the cowbell from football play. So kudos to the SEC.
Now
exactly.
You talk about the history over at Mississippi State. I know you go way back with Coach Jackie Sherrill. There's this legendary story where Jackie Sherrill took his team and they actually watched a bull get castrated before a big game. They ended up winning the game 28-10 versus Texas. Do you have anything in mind, out of the box inspiration methods or things to kind of rally the troops that you're already planning for this season?
Well, we're certainly looking forward to, as an educational institution, we're looking forward to allowing our players to experience as many educational demonstrations as they can, whether it's to the ag department or other departments around campus. And, because I think that's what higher education is all about, to edify the masses and make sure that people live fulfilling lives and elevate society with what they learn.
Exactly.
There we go.
And kind of even staying in that same path, former Mississippi State coach Emory Bellard, he's created with inventing the wishbone formation. I know you've talked about it before about the wishbone being connected to the air raid, or at least what's the connection there as far as offensive strategies?
Well, Emory Bellard, I think, is one of the greatest coaches that America's ever produced. And he created the wishbone, and the wishbone has a lot of misdirection, but I think the thing that I was most impressed with the wishbone is was that everybody touched the ball. All the skill positions touched the ball, and as they're running the triple option, they're able to layer the field some too, if that's what the defense gives them. So I've always been impressed with it. When I was first started coaching, the wishbone was very prevalent. There were a number of wishbone teams. I guess the Air Force was really running it, but even then. But Oklahoma was winning national championships with it, and so it did have an influence as we put together the air raid, because one is it stretched the field, so we thought that was important. The second thing was that all the skill players touched the ball, so it did have an influence. And then, trying to stretch the field and put the ball in people's hands, and it became how to do it.
Yeah, similar in the way that the air raid, like you said, spreads it out. Everyone touches the ball. The wishbone was kind of like that, just on the ground with the running game, spreading people out. Getting the mismatches there when it comes to just running the ball versus throwing the ball all over the place.
Well, and Sean, we'd be remiss because much like the wishbone and the air raid, checkers is all about flanking your opponent. And I don't know if you know this, Coach Leach, but the Checkers Hall of Fame is in Mississippi. Do you have any plans to visit and pay homage to the great Checkers Hall of Fame?
I probably will. It sounds like a great place to have a Hall of Fame for checkers, and everybody likes checkers. And of all the games that exist, other than a little rule here or a rule there that somebody tries to slip in on you, nearly everybody knows how to play checkers. So I think it's a pretty universal game, and I didn't know that there were checker tournaments and things, but maybe one day I'll have to go watch one.
There's the retirement plan right there.
Exactly. Now, Coach Leach, I know you used to coach high school baseball, right? Have you followed the story on the Houston Astros and Boston Red Sox essentially, getting caught for cheating? And I was wondering, had you ever encountered that? And do you think it happens in football, in college football at least?
Like stealing signs, stealing signals.
Oh, yeah, I think it does. I think it does. I mean, that's why there's the legislation on filming and stuff like that. And I've actually heard of teams that do and know of teams that did. And then nowadays you'll see guys that have 3 or 4 players with baseball caps on, and one of them's supposed to be the one that, the signs that count. You'll see people hold up signs to try to confuse folks. You'll see. Nowadays a couple teams will have shower curtains where they're trying to cover up the signal caller as he goes.
Did you guys do that at Wazoo?
I get a kick out of these guys covering their mouth.
Yeah.
To me, and I realize most of the NFL does it. And I also have a lot of friends that do it, but I think one of the most absurd and pretentious things ever is that covering your mouth stuff. I think that is a virtual waste of time. I think that's paranoia personified.
Yeah, the idea that the NFL or college football have lip readers that are like standing by live that can read your lips and then transmit the signal in time. Why not just worry about tackling, wrapping up the fundamentals instead of lip reading?
Well, yeah, so they're going to have a lip reader up there who's going to be like Ralphie on Christmas Story, decoding the message. He's going to, on the lip reader to the guy that's up top of the booth, he's going to say, okay, they're this. No, they're that. Okay, it's that. Yeah, it's definitely that. And then they're going to do this, and then they're going to do that. Then they're going to do the other thing. Thereby, the guy in the booth tells the guy through the headset on the field that that's what they're going to do. He then signals to his players the pertinent information, at which point they signal the pertinent information to all their 11 players, say, on defense, and they immediately pounce and stuff the play.
Yeah.
And all that is, when you consider that all these teams play spring football against each other and camp against each other without any of that silliness, and do it quite effectively, and their defenses, even though they get cued in on a couple things, it's utterly ridiculous, and it's utterly ridiculous, and grown and experienced and otherwise very intelligent people are doing this constantly.
Yeah, it's an insane level of paranoia, and you're right. I mean, you would have to know what he's saying, and then have their exact play call sheet to know.
It's literally playing charades with your neighbors, but you're standing outside their window just watching from afar. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, now we as coaches, we are paranoid people. That's indisputable, and that's just a fact. But yeah, there's a point where it gets a little over the top.
Well, and you famously use that paranoia to your advantage, where you drop the fake play sheet before the Red River shootout, and then they sucked up your play sheet, and then you guys ended up jumping out to a big lead.
Well, that's the problem with stealing information. It's only useful if it's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, that, and then you got to execute what you see. You know, if it's too big of a distraction to decipher it and to deliver the message, you're probably better off just playing your base stuff.
Yeah. Coach Leach, I've been seeing you posing with the Bulldog. I know, now you're a Mississippi State Bulldog. How does your Bulldog match up with the rest of the SEC mascot? Seems like it could have its hands full. You're going up against tigers, an elephant, a gator. I think I got you over the Razorback, but it seems like the Bulldog has his hands full. How would you rank the Bulldog and the SEC mascots in general?
Well, I think the mascots are outstanding. First of all, you have a tiger, which that's a hard one to argue with. However, a pack of bulldogs, we probably have more than one. There'd be a number of them, and tigers are solo dogs. Okay, an elephant's afraid of a mouse, and we're a bulldog, so I'm going to give the bulldog the benefit of the doubt.
I like it.
Yes.
Gators hate dogs. Now, gators hate dogs, and I know this for a fact because, when I used to live in Valdosta, Georgia, and I'd like to know more about this, but, gators are ambivalent about people. They kind of ignore them. And I've been out there fishing when there's gators around, or even on golf courses. They'll get on golf greens and stuff, and they seem pretty ambivalent about people, and I don't know if it's because the dog's wiggly or something, because I don't think it's a food source. It's more hatred. They just hate dogs.
Yeah.
And guys they'd get treed on top of their pickup by a gator because the gator wanted the dog, And but we've got a number of dogs, and gators obviously hate dogs, so got to go with the bulldog.
Yep.
Gamecocks, he'll have his razor sharp, be ready to claw, do all that stuff. Got to go with the bulldog again. Georgia, I'm going to say, copied our bulldog, so you got to go with our bulldog.
Got to go with the original bulldog.
Commodore?
Auburn, although it'd be better to fight the eagle than the bulldog, or than the tiger, probably. We already covered that. Let's see, we got the Commodore. Now, you might have to dodge some cannon fire. He does have a sword, so you got to keep your head on a swivel. But again, a bunch of bulldogs, kind of like those wild dogs of Africa. And then, let's see, the Wildcats. Now, Wildcats are fierce. There's no question about it. Again, I mean, and just as serious as I could be, got to go with the Bulldogs. Who am I leaving out? Oh, Ole Miss, the Rebels. Well, they're the Bears. What is Ole Miss now?
Yeah, I think they're the Bears now, but they were the Rebels. I'm confused myself.
Okay, so the Bears. You just the dogs will have to chase him till we tree the bear, and then Razorbacks. Oftentimes you use dogs to hunt Razorbacks. I've got to go with the dogs.
You got a different dog over at A&M.
Yeah.
Like a Lassie.
Yeah, but we have a bulldog, so there you have that.
It's a junkyard dog.
And then,
He's going to take care of him.
The Missouri I didn't realize it until you walked me through all this. 3 tigers in the SEC. Well, that's what makes it a tough conference. You got 3 tigers. Think about that as a mascot. 3 tigers.
Right. Yeah. Hey, Coach, I got to tell you, though, I'm really excited to see you in the SEC West. I mean, what made us all connected was I wrote an article claiming I thought you were the best coach in America back in May, and now I'm delighted to see that. Yes, I know you're in year 1, but you're going to be in this conference coaching against the Nick Sabans, Ed Orgeron, Dan Mullen, Kirby Smart. I can't wait to see the air raid against these guys. But how do you feel about being in a conference now with the most elite coaches probably in college football?
Well, there's great coaches, great teams, great resources, and to be perfectly honest, I guess I've felt that way about every conference I've been in. I mean, different conferences will have their favorite coach, and different coaches will be in different places in their career. But I can't say that I've ever been in a conference with bad coaches. You might feel like one fellow's better than the other guy, but every conference I've been in, I felt like had really good coaches.
Now, you said I read an interview recently where you said part of the reason you made the switch from Pullman, Washington State to Mississippi State was the fear of missing out. Was it just the fear of coaching in the SEC and coaching a different program, a new opportunity? What exactly were you kind of?
We'd had some tremendous experiences at Washington State. I love Washington State. I always will.
Great
town.
And
I'm very proud of our players and our coaches and everybody I dealt with there. I thought was outstanding. The biggest thing was really just a new set of experiences, the opportunity to build again and to have another set of experiences and in a different part of the country. Recruiting kids from different places, because you learn a lot from the players you recruit and their experiences and their backgrounds, and so that's always exciting. And then it put me a little closer to family too. I got a daughter in Atlanta and one in Oklahoma City, but the bigger thing was to check out a different part of the country, do some good things, and just kind of a different region with different qualities, different dynamics, and just the excitement of that, really.
You mentioned the region, and you are now moving to a region that is rich with pirate history. You, of course, are a pirate connoisseur. Do you have a favorite Mississippi River pirate?
Well, the Mississippi River, it's hard to beat Jean Lafitte, but and I've actually been to his bar down there in New Orleans. It's at the very end of Bourbon Street, but it's supposed to be an original one that he hung out at. All that stuff throughout the Gulf, and there is a lot of history there, and I'm excited to check that out.
Well, we're excited to see you in the SEC. We're excited to see you coach at Mississippi State. I appreciate you calling in, Coach Leach, and good luck in the offseason here, and good luck moving into the 2020 season as the head coach of the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Well, thanks so much, and I really appreciate your having me on, and look forward to seeing you.
All right, for sure.
Thanks again, Coach.
As always, appreciate Coach Leach coming on the podcast. Felt like he said hang out again. Feel like we could be headed to Starkville this fall. And if you guys are thinking about what you're going to be doing this year, your big plans, why not open up your own sports book? Huh? Perfect opportunity. Coach Leach was talking about FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. He was worried he was missing out on the opportunity to coach in the SEC. You, the listeners, the viewers, you guys are missing out on a great opportunity to start your own sports book over at aceperhead.com/SGP. That's aceperhead.com/SGP. It's pretty easy. You don't really have to, like Colby, you don't have to know a ton about websites or computers. You just sign up. They get you going with a professional sportsbook betting site, 24/7 customer support, sharpest lines in the industry, in-game, mobile. They got it all over at aceperhead.com/SGP. Before we shut things down, Colby's here. We are, what is it, 60 days away from March Madness. We'll be out there March 18th.
Almost exactly 2 months.
Yeah, March 18th to March 21st. Be out there. I mean, Thursday, Friday, just hardcore watching a bunch of games. Wednesday, we're trying to get an event going. I'm going back and forth. I think I almost have it secured.
Well,
hopefully making an announcement soon.
We've checked all the boxes, right? Sean, Stacking the Money Green, will be in Vegas.
Yes.
Ryan, Real Money Kramer, will be in Vegas. We will be out gallivanting and watching college basketball. But what the audience wants to know, what the clients want to know, what the D-Gen only Army wants to know is the database.
I mean, come on.
Is the database.
You know, I missed the NFL and I missed your guys' Christmas dinner that you wanted to do, but hey, I will be at March Madness. You know,
imagine a situation where your boss says, hey, come to Vegas.
Yeah.
And you say, no, we'll pay for everything.
Yeah, we're hooking
good.
you up. Free meals, free drinks. No, I gotta sit in my apartment. Sorry,
Hey,
I'm
I'm a wild card. You can never guess what I'm going to do.
Oh, and yeah, I mean, it's going to be awesome.
So is that breaking news?
It will.
Do we have breaking news?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the breaking news is will Nick Velvet be making an appearance at March Madness?
I've talked to him. He's discussed. He was in Bora Bora most recently, so I think he'll be there. You know?
Can we have more breaking news, Sean?
Sure.
Friend of the podcast from deep in the cave, Dick Olson.
Wow, Dick Olson appearance
has confirmed.
Long cocks.
He will probably be in Vegas.
Okay.
We'll see if the logistics work out. So Dick Olson will be there.
Cousin Mush. I heard
Cousin
some
Mush
rumblings.
confirmed in.
the whole
Confirmed.
crew. Man.
Yeah, the Whack Pack is showing
Decker,
up.
is Decker a go?
Super fan Justin
San
Decker.
Diego Superchargers.
Nice.
Charge.
Not confirmed.
Okay.
Not confirmed. Site editor Ryan McKee. It sounds like he's going.
Confirmed.
Host of the NBA Odds Pod. So
Wow.
Do we have an Alan Cooley confirmation?
Oh.
he has been hitting us up, wanting to know what's going down. Sounds like Cooley's going to be out there.
Maybe that's a Twitter poll.
Yeah. Who are you most excited to see?
Do we set up a
Vegas?
meet and greet with Alan Cooley for the D-Gens only?
He has his own spin-off. He'll be signing headshots.
Oh, nice.
So it's gonna be an awesome time. Just counting down the days to March Madness. Oh man. If you're like me, you're wanting to get in on some March Madness betting action, you can go to PropSwap.com. Again, they're available to a ton of states. Even if sports gambling may not be legal in your state, but buying over at PropSwap.com could be. Eligibility restrictions apply, but you definitely want to check them out. And if you're one of the states that can buy or sell tickets on PropSwap.com, highly recommend it because you're getting odds at a better price. We talk about this all the time on the podcast, and it's common sense. Why would you bet somewhere at plus 125 when you can get it at plus 175, plus 150? Right now it's wild for college basketball as far as the futures. They are all over the place. And especially some of these number one seeds that are getting knocked out. If you had one of these teams and if you have a number one a team like whoever's number one right now to win,
that would be, well, in the database rankings it's Baylor.
Yeah.
In reality it's Gonzaga.
well, if you had a Baylor Gonzaga ticket, maybe now is the time to sell because the way things are going, it feels like a big year for the dogs. But maybe to that line, maybe you have a dog that you feel great about, almost as good as a Mississippi State Bulldog.
Well, Sean, I don't mean to step on the read.
No,
but
you're not.
over at PropSwap right now, college basketball 2020 championship future on sale with Mississippi State ticket, 150 to 1 for a price of $16.64. I almost feel like I need to buy it.
They got to
Oh.
make the tournament first.
Well, hello. Look behind you, Colby. Sometimes signs are there for a reason.
True. That's true, man.
Perhaps this is the end. This is going to be the glorious end of the Kramer FML tour. I can turn 16 into 2,500.
That or Justin Fuente going to Baylor.
Oh, stop it.
Right.
Anyway, PropSwap.com.
PropSwap.com. Use that promo code SGP. 100% match on your first deposit up to $100. And again, no rollover bonus, nothing like that. It's just straight cash, homie. And even to make it a little more special, use that promo code SGP. Send in a screenshot of you using it and email that in, podcast@sportsgamblingpodcast.com to get a free Lock Dog Tees t-shirt. So huge opportunity over there at PropSwap. And just a reminder, the winners of the free roll football contest. First place, Amos. Hit me up. Podcast at Sports Gambling Podcast. A tie for second place, Big Poppin' and Gino. Third place, Ben Milkinovich. He already got paid. So if you're one of those winners, drop us a line. Podcast at sportsgamblingpodcast.com. I'm going to keep this announcement music going because we're proud to announce the College Experience will be launching its own iTunes feed. What does that mean for you, the listener, the Danta head, whatever you call yourself? It's pretty simple. We'll tweet out the link at Gambling Podcast at the Colby D. And, just sign up on the new link. It's going to be its own college experience only feed.
Danta Maniacs. Make sure you get in there, get your 5-star review, 5-star rating, and, of course, throw some our way as well. The Sports Gambling Podcast, the main feed, the feed that keeps this program alive. We're doing pretty good. 600 and what are we up to? 643 reviews, or 643 5 stars. And again, if they're really strong, we'll kick you some free merch. So stay tuned to that.
Honestly, it feels like a lot of these Titans fans need to be a man.
Yeah,
head over to iTunes and leave that review, because much like we challenge them to be great, they need to return the favor now.
Yes.
And I'm going to challenge the fans, Sean. Would you say 600 and what?
643.
I expect that number to be 1,000 by football season next year.
That's a good goal, Ryan.
I'm challenging the fans, much like I challenged the Tennessee Titans.
And we just got a new one. I like where this guy's coming from. His name is Ped6.
PED?
Yeah, PED maybe.
Nice.
There's 2 Ds in there. He's done being a freeloader. That's the name of his 5-star review, because there's a lot of freeloaders out there. Guys, thanks for the picks. I love your PC conversations, ! Exclamation point. I got a complaint, though. NCAA first half under is the worst bet ever. I tried it one morning, but who wants to spend all day Thursday and Friday of the tournament paying by every 3-point try? And then he did an emoji face. A better bet is straight dogs and collect a handful of drink tickets. Keep up the good work. Yes, this review was helpful. Ryan, of course, is still proclaiming the betting all 32 first half unders of the tournament.
34, because we're going to do the first 4.
The playing game.
You know, that's fine. You don't have to join me. I'll happy to bet for you.
Yes, Ryan will be betting for everyone. They'll probably go 18 and 16.
Yeah.
He'll lose on the VIG. But again, collect those drink tickets.
Maybe I'll bet them all and then list them on Prop Swap.
Now, 1,000 comments, right? Are you going to cut your dick off if you don't get 1,000 comments?
Well, and
no, I think the way I do it is I'm going to cut my dick off if we get 1,000 comments.
And so if
but
you
no,
want to say
not,
goodbye to Ryan's dick,
no,
give us a 5.
I'm not cutting off my. Hold on, all right. I can give up meat for oral consumption. I'm not giving up my meat.
Why did you have to say oral consumption? Why couldn't you just said eat? That's so much weirder than oral consumption.
I'm
as
playing.
If there's any other. I mean,
I'm playing with.
How
the
far
English
are we going
language.
to go down this, Ryan?
I don't know. How far can you go down?
Well,
we're talking about oral consumption.
The real question is, and I'm looking, part of being a great podcaster, caster as I call myself, and I am great because I look in the mirror, I break down the game tape, I'm kicking myself. We all should be kicking ourselves that we didn't somehow bring up the Mike Vrabel cutting his own dick off to Mike Leach to see if he's willing. Would you be willing to do that for an SEC championship or a national championship?
No.
We'll have to save that for part 2 of the conversation, or part 4 now. Leach has done the show 3 times.
Did you watch any of those John Wayne Bobbitt porns after you got his dick cut off?
No,
he was in.
I know, but that's not. I'm not interested. That's not my genre.
She threw his dick in a yard.
Dude,
you know what I mean? Like, she drove out into the country and threw his dick in a field. Like,
here, a little bit
hopefully to grow a new dick.
A little bit about me, Real Money Kramer. You can follow me on Instagram at KramerCentric.
Why did you get your Instagram in the Leach conversation?
Oh, because I wanted to make sure Coach Leach knew where to find me. Not my genre of porn. Watching porn with guys who previously had their dick cut off, I'm not into that genre. Very niche, but I'm not into that. I feel like it's right next to snuff films. Sean?
Yes.
Let's get out of here.
We've done it all, and thank you guys, as always, for tuning into the Sports Gambling Podcast.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
Feel free to go, Fuente.
Kramer. Let it ride.